Alrighty, let's go to our cash and trash list now. We've seen all the Week 8 matchups every team has played, so we can evaluate everybody fully, see who can stay on the cash list, see who deserves to get on the cash list, and see who needs to get off the cash list. So this was the cash list coming into this week. We had the Steelers defense, the Dolphins defense, DK Metcalf, Cardinals defense, Carson Wentz, Boston Scott, Matthew Stafford, TJ Heckerson, Aaron Rodgers, Chiefs defense, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Zane Gonzalez, all for good reasons. Good defenses, some game-winning drives, Carson Wentz, Matthew Stafford, some great performances, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Donovan Peoples-Jones, game-winning touchdowns, Zane Gonzalez, game-winning field goals. So that's why all these teams are on here. And we have a couple of defenses. Look at all these defenses, Steelers, Dolphins, Cardinals, and Chiefs. All defenses are on here. And some may stay, some may go. We'll see. So here we go. We'll start it at the top. Steelers defense is the first cash list performance on here that we do have to reevaluate. So here we go. The Steelers, I mean, folks, they forced 4 turnovers from Lamar Jackson himself, folks. Come on. We got to give it to the Steelers here. We are going to keep them on the cash list. Lamar Jackson, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. This defense was getting all the turnovers. Very well done. They weren't always taking advantage of these turnovers. We see the first fumble leads to a punt. The interception, it does lead to a touchdown, so well done there. Taking advantage there. The fumble leads to a punt. So obviously, not every time they are cashing in those points, so that definitely needs to be corrected. But they were holding Lamar Jackson. They held him to 24 points at home, 4 turnovers, big drives in the fourth quarter. I mean, these were potentially game-winning drives. Steelers are only up 28-24 on this next pursuing drive in the fourth quarter. I mean, this ball is at Pittsburgh's own 8-yard line on 4th and 3. They decide to go for it. It is fumbled, but they wouldn't have gotten it anyway. So it's basically a turnover on downs because Lamar Jackson, he did run, but he did not get it either before he fumbled the ball. So they wouldn't have gotten the first down anyway, fumble or not. That's a turnover on downs, just a great defensive performance. And then the very last drive, Lamar Jackson gets back down to the 23-yard line. They've got one pass left. It doesn't go. It falls incomplete. So once again, just great coverage, great defense by the Steelers in the fourth quarter to not allow any points. I mean, Ravens are down 4. They were inside the red zone basically both times in the fourth quarter. Defense bends but does not break. That's all you need to do in this league. Teams are going to score. Teams are going to drive. But is your defense coming alive right at the right moment, the fourth quarter, cashing in turnovers? Are they doing that? And the Steelers defense does it as best as anybody else does it in the league. That's why we love the Steelers defense. We are going to watch tape on them tomorrow. So yes, we're just going through it very quickly today, but tomorrow we will be watching the defense on these last 2 drives. I can guarantee it. It's going to be great to watch. We have to start highlighting the defenses, folks, because the Steelers defense, tip top, absolutely magnificent. So the Steelers defense can stay on. Then we go to the Dolphins defense. And folks, if we're talking about turnovers, we got to be talking about Dolphins defense, right? Absolutely magnificent. Again, let me get to it. Do I not have it on here? There it is. Come on. I'm tripping. All right, here we go. Jared Goff, once again, kind of like Lamar Jackson, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and the Dolphins just taking advantage every single time on these turnovers. Let's look at the first one. Interception by Jared Goff leads to a touchdown. Second turnover, fumble, 6. Punt, we returned that. Our special teams getting involved. The second interception we could not cash in on, unfortunate. And yeah, so our defense really keeping us in the game, kind of the main reason why we won the game. They put up basically all of our points for us on the special teams. They created short fields for Tua to go on the 1-yard line and punch it in, so well done. We put up 28 points. Defense accounted for about 21 of those points. Special teams accounted for these other 7. So well done to our defense. Just throwing Jared Goff right from the tip. He really couldn't do anything the entire game because our defense was smothering. We obviously didn't win by our offense. We all know that. But our defense is truly something that needs to be respected. We did it against the 49ers. We did it against the Rams. We can do it, folks. Dolphins defense lives on the cash list another week. All right, DK Metcalf. We kept him on the list last week because of that hawk down, potentially pick 6, but DK Metcalf runs them down and saves it. That's why we kept him on the cash list. Tyler Lockett, that was the game that he went off. He had 200 yards, but we still wanted to keep DK Metcalf just because of the hustle, and he does not disappoint here in this Week 8 matchup. I mean, 12 receptions for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. The best wide receiver in the league, DK Metcalf. Second best wide receiver in the league, Tyreek Hill, folks. It is like that. We get the strong, speedy, go for it wide receiver in DK Metcalf, and then we get the small, shifty, go up for it, go get it at will, Tyreek Hill. 2 best wide receivers in the league, in my opinion. DK Metcalf, he can definitely stay on the cash list another week. Well done. Alrighty, our third defense we'll talk about, Cardinals defense, but we can't talk about them because they are on a bye, so we will leave them on the cash list anyway. I mean, if you're on a bye, you can't prove yourself, so we keep you on anyway. So we will be able to reevaluate the Cardinals next week. Unfortunately, they were on a bye this week. All right, let's go back to Carson Wentz. We ended up putting him on the cash list, not because of his performance last week, but because he made a game-winning touchdown pass, and we have to respect it. So, Carson Wentz, he's back to his old turnovers, folks. He's back to the turnovers. How unfortunate, right? They ended up getting the win, but, I mean, like Lamar Jackson, like, who was that other guy that we just said? Dang it. Lamar Jackson. All right, who else? Who else did it? Carson Wentz, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. What is going on with quarterback play? Sloppy quarterback play this week. 3 different quarterbacks with 4 turnovers themselves. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, and Lamar Jackson. What is going on in this league? So, Carson Wentz is definitely getting taken off the cash list. I mean, folks, 15 completions for 123 yards. Dink and dunk. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Luckily, they were facing the Cowboys, so it didn't matter. I mean, Carson Wentz could have turned the ball over 10 times, and the Cowboys would have only gotten 12 points out of it. So, luckily for Carson Wentz, his interceptions go under the radar because the Cowboys' defense is just truly atrocious. I mean, and that makes it even worse. Carson Wentz is throwing interceptions and fumblings to literally the worst defense in the National Football League, so we can't respect it. Carson Wentz, very short-lived, but you're off. You're out. You're off the cash list. All right, Boston Scott, he caught the game-winning touchdown pass from Carson Wentz last week. That's why he's on. But he didn't have himself a great game. 70 yards, decent, a little above average, 4.7 yards a carry. I can get behind it. No touchdowns, though, and he caught 1 pass, I think, for, 9 yards? 2 passes for 9 yards. So nothing extravagant, decent performance. No doubt not a cash list performance, in my opinion, so we take Boston Scott out. All right, let's go to Matthew Stafford. He had a game-winning touchdown drive last week. That's why he was on here. But then he goes and he's at home and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and it's looking good. But you lose. You only put up 21 points, and you get blown out by 20. So Matthew Stafford, 24-42, 336 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. This is kind of a classic Matthew Stafford game, in my opinion. This is what he does. It does not lead to wins. It does not translate to wins. That's the one knock on Matthew Stafford. He can't win games consistently. He can't win playoff games consistently either. So we got to take Matthew Stafford off the list. I do like the 300 yards and the 3 touchdowns. Don't get me wrong, but you lose. He threw the interception. Can't grace you with another cash list this week. All right, TJ Heckerson, he caught the touchdown pass from Matthew Stafford last week, and he did not have himself a great game either. I mean, 65 yards, no touchdowns. It's decent, but it's not cash list, especially when you lose. So we have to take TJ Heckerson off the cash list. Unfortunate. All right, then we go to Aaron Rodgers, and we already know he's getting taken off the cash list because he did not win. And he looked decent, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I can get behind that, no doubt. Where's this game at? But, I mean, you lose the game, and did they put up, they put up 14, they put up 8 points in the fourth quarter, but they didn't score in the third quarter, and they kind of blunk. I mean, Packers and Vikings were trading touchdown for touchdown, Aaron Rodgers passing a touchdown, Vikings rushing a touchdown, but in the third quarter, the Vikings were able to keep scoring touchdowns. That was the huge pivotal point here because everybody was on long drives, everybody was scoring, but Packers were settling for touchdowns, where Green Bay Packers were finding themselves on fourth down situations and not being able to pick it up. They were long fourth downs. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers can't pick it up. It's a decent performance. Don't get me wrong. 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, but you lost. I can't keep you on the cash list because of this, unfortunately. Aaron Rodgers gets off. All right. Chiefs defense, we can definitely evaluate them, and another defense that really took advantage. I mean, yeah, Sam Darnold didn't throw any interceptions, and I don't think they did have one fumble. Chris Herndon, never heard of him. Chris Herndon, he did fumble once, but that's not why I'm leaving the Chiefs defense on the cash list this week. You want to know why I'm doing it? Because look at the second half. Look at all these 3-and-outs by the Jets. 1 3-and-out, 2 3-and-out, 3 3-and-outs. Then we get the fumble. We remember this from yesterday. A fumble on 4 plays, and then in the fourth quarter, another 3-and-out. Oh, and another 3-and-out. Oh, and another 3-and-out to end the fourth quarter. So, I mean, the Jets literally cannot do anything. They cannot pick up a first down. They cannot get a first down, a single first down in the second half. They had to settle for field goal after field goal after field goal in the first half, but in the second half, Chiefs like, no, you're not getting any points. We're sick of it. You can keep throwing those, kicking those field goals. That's fine because we're scoring touchdowns over here. Patty Mahomes had 5 big ones, folks. So, well done to this Chiefs defense, just keeping it on lock, teams drive, folks. This is kind of proof that teams will drive. Jets, worst team in the league, driving on the road. They were able to get 3 field goals out of it, but in the second half, Chiefs will know what you're doing, work around it, know how to game plan for it, and they did exactly that. I mean, if you're getting no first downs in the second half, folks, please look to fire your head coach, truly. So we will leave the Chiefs defense on the cash list. All right, let's go to Tom Brady. Last week he threw, 4 touchdowns? Maybe 5? I'm going to say 4 because I think it was 4. But there he is, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 28 of 40, 279 yards, decent all around. Nothing wrong with that. 10 yards of completion, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Definitely can get behind that. Not cash list worthy, in my opinion. It's just a decent performance. I want to see Mike Evans have like a 5 touchdown game. Is that too much to ask for, Thomas? I mean, what the heck is going on? Antonio Brown's coming next week, so they have to get better, right? They have to get somewhat better. So Tom Brady got to shore up the accuracy just a little bit here. And start throwing at Mike Evans. He should have more than 55 yards, please. He should be used more than in the red zone and in touchdown situations. Can we just throw this man a 75-yard bomb every single play? I mean, he's going to come up with it, 8 times out of 10. But Tom Brady, we do have to take you off the cash list, unfortunately. Good performance, don't get me wrong, but not cash level. Baker Mayfield, we can already take this man off. He put up 6 points. He put up 6 points last week. Is that cash list in a loss? Absolutely not. We are going to have to clown this man a little bit because we do that to everybody. Baker Mayfield, 13 of 25, 122 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, 6 points. That was the game. You lose your best wide receiver, OBJ. This is bound to happen. I mean, not even 50% completion. Really can't move the ball. I mean, 122 yards passing is literally nothing. That's like 30 yards rushing. Nothing. So we do have to take Baker Mayfield out, and we have to take his wide receiver, Donovan Peoples-Jones. They were on here because they made the clutch game-winning touchdown pass last week. Donovan Peoples-Jones didn't even have any catches last week. I don't even know if he played. I think he did because I don't think he's injured, but he just got targeted no times, and he got no reception. So definitely, I mean, if you do nothing in a game, you're not cash. And that leaves Zane Gonzalez. He is the kicker for the Cardinals. I know he's on a bye. So is that right? I'm not tripping, right? Yeah. Yeah. Because he kicked the game-winning kick in overtime for the Cardinals 2 weeks ago. So yeah, Zane Gonzalez, we cannot evaluate him because he's on a bye. So we will leave him on. Is he? Yeah, okay. Yep. All right. Let's go to our additions on the cash list. Here we go. We've got, how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6. So decent additions here. Our first one is going to come from the Minnesota game, and we already know it's not Aaron Rodgers, and we definitely know it's not Kirk Cousins. It's going to be Delvin Cook, the only green flag of this Vikings team all around. I mean, this man is just a gamer. He's a runner. He wants to win, and I definitely give this man a ton of credit. He's having a fantastic season, and he had a fantastic game. 30 carries for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's fucking Derrick Henry numbers, folks. Delvin Cook is truly good, and we are going to reward him on here on the cash list. His total offense is not very good. Kirk Cousins is not a good quarterback. So Delvin Cook is definitely struggling a little bit with his team a little bit because they've only got 2 wins, folks. So Delvin Cook, very well done, rewarded. He's just having a great year, folks, truly. Kirk Cousins, he definitely needs to step it up himself just to kind of, match Delvin Cook's output level offensively and possibly try to, make the playoffs, a deep playoff run. But, 2 wins so far this season, not going to get it done. So Kirk Cousins definitely needs to step up himself a little bit. Delvin Cook is trying everything he can himself, and it worked last week. 3 touchdowns for the man, and they beat the Packers, so well done. Alrighty, our second edition is going to come from the Chiefs, and we know it's nobody on the Jets, and we got to honor this man. 416 yards, 5 touchdowns. I know it's against the Jets, but gosh darn, woof. When you're expected to do it and you do it better than you're expected, 5 touchdowns, woof. Oh my goodness, Patrick Mahomes, what a game. And we already read off the receivers yesterday as well, but Travis Kelce, 109 yards, Tyreek Hill, 98 yards, second best receiver in the league, folks, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns as well, 2 touchdowns, love it. We're gonna watch film from this game, I can't wait. Mecole Hardman, once again, 96 yards. DeMarcus Robinson, 63 yards. So their top 4 receivers all had 63 plus yards receiving. Their top 3 receivers all had 96 yards plus yards receiving. So this man was just airing it out all game, and the Jets just could not stop him for the life of them. Patrick Mahomes, welcome back to the cash list. Very well done. So we put Patrick Mahomes on here. What an incredible performance, folks. 5 touchdowns. Gosh darn. 11-1. Is that what it is? Today's 11-3. All right. Keep on moving. We're going to go to Seattle. Pretty sure you already know where we're going with this one. If we're honoring Patrick Mahomes, let's honor Russell Wilson. 27 of 37, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns and no picks. Not as good as 5, obviously, but still very good. 4 touchdowns, no picks, just leading the team, man. Just being that kind of leader that Russell Wilson is. Hey, I'm the quarterback. I'm going to be distributing the ball very effectively and efficiently. 4 touchdowns. DK Metcalf had 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely fantastic. So we do put Russell Wilson on the cash list. DK Metcalf's already on here, so no having to add him because he's already added. Russell Wilson, very well done. All right, couple more here. Let's keep it going. We're gonna go to Denver. Going to Denver here. If I can find the game. Where is this Denver? Here it is. All right, we got to appreciate game-winning drives. And what did Drew Lock do? Game-winning drive. Fantastic. I love it. So we are going to be honoring Drew Lock here. And KJ Hamler. Drew Lock for the throw. KJ Hamler for the catch. Let's cue this up, shall we? Let's cue it up. Last play in the Denver game. Let's give this man a little bit of credit. Game-winning pass, game-winning play. Oh, it's already on here. Look at that. All right, here we go. Down 6, 1 second left. Roll out, Drew Lock, KJ Hamler. Very well done. We'll show you that he actually did get down. Where's the slow-mo at? Where's the slow-mo? Right here. He gets his butt down. Boom, inbounds. Cash. That's a victory. They kicked the extra point, so well done, Drew Lock. And KJ Hamler. Very well done. Well earned. Now, hopefully you guys aren't like Matthew Stafford and every other quarterback that we had on the cash list where you get on because of a game-winning drive, game-winning pass, and then next week you lose and lay a stinker. So I don't want that from Drew Lock. I want this man on here back-to-back weeks. Same thing with KJ Hamler. Don't be a one and done. I don't like one and dones on my cash list. I want you on here forever. That's why we put the dates on here, folks. We need to know how long they've been cashed for. I mean, when we look at the Steelers defense, they've been on here for a full month. Dolphins looking for a full month. DK Metcalf looking for a full month. So that's why we put the dates on here, folks. All right, and then we've got one more game-winning kicker. Got to honor the kickers a little bit as well. So we go to the Saints. I mean, game-winning overtime kick. I can get behind it. Well done. Just kind of a nice, I think it was like a 40-something. 35, so even easier. Easy field goal, but hey, it's a game winner, and we can put you on the cash list. So well done, Will Lutz. Will Lutz. L-U-T-Z. L-U-T-Z. All right. So that is going to round out the cash list for today. Let's go to the bad side.